Hey folks, hey, this is Wesley Virgin here. Welcome to another Millionaire Midnight rant here. And tonight, listen up. It's going to be man talk tonight, okay? So women, I'm going to have to kindly ask you to log off. This is for men and men only here, okay? I need to have a conversation with my guys here. Is that okay, man? Ladies, I promise you I'll save a woman talk for you. Okay. Women, exit, please. I'm going to talk to all men, all ages, young men, older men, teenagers. Okay. It's man talk here. And I think this talk is overdue. I haven't had a one-on-one talk or discussion with men in a very long time. Here on my podcast, which is my Instagram account here. But I want to talk to you, and I want to talk about the most important thing in your life, okay? Because there's a lot of men out there, they don't know what to focus on. There's a lot of men out there focusing on women, a lot of men out there focusing on money and their body, and I get it. But there's one thing that you're going to have to discover or figure out, or you're going to have a life of devastation or a life that is completely unfulfilled, okay? And I believe it's my duty as a bright, young, black man from Houston, Texas, to share it with you. Yeah, I'm a millionaire. I'm a multi-millionaire, actually. I live a great life, happy life. And I believe men who have reached that top hierarchy in their lives should share their ideology and their philosophy with other men. Okay? So man talk, men only. Women, leave, get out. Okay? Sorry, queens, get out. Men only here. Okay? This is man talk. And women, if you decide to stay, if you get offended by anything that I say, well, it's your fault. I told you what it was going to be, asked you to leave. And if you choose not to leave, if you choose to stay here and listen, anything that you hear that you are offended by, it is your fault. It's to your own discretion, okay? Once again, women, please leave. This is for men and men only. It's going to get deep here tonight, okay? But this is just for my guys, okay? And women, what you can do if you want to help out Mr. Virgin here, well, tag another man. Tag your husband, tag your boyfriend, tag your son. Because they need to hear this. And they're not going to hear this from their fathers. They're not going to hear this in the educational system. They're just not going to hear this, you know. And, you know, this is some of the information that I teach my son. But obviously every boy on the planet is not going to have a father like Wesley Virgin here. So I want to give all of you the opportunity, men, to hear this, okay? So you are fully equipped to live your life and to soar and to succeed and to do great things, okay? So, men, let me give you a shout out here. Go ahead and comment your names below. And, men, I suggest that you take notes. Please write this stuff down, okay? Write this stuff down, okay? Write this down. Take notes, please. Okay? We good to go? We ready? Give me a thumbs up, please. Hey, CB, how are you? Lucas, how are you? Okay. Nevin, how are you? Hey, Ryan Silva, how are you, sir? And men, tonight may get a bit emotional for you. But remember, everything that I share is out of love. I'm here to help you. I'm here to assist you, guide you, because it is my desire and my want is for you to do well in life, right? I want you to be a man of high value. I want you to be the type of man that can make a positive contribution to the world. I don't want you to be a parasitical. I don't want you to be the type of man that's taking from the world. I want you to be a giver because you have more than enough. Hey, Max the Great, how are you, sir? No Limit, how are you? All right. So listen here. See, the average man on the planet, unfortunately, they focus on a few things in life. Men either focus on making money. They either focus on acquiring women or going to the gym to get big muscles. Okay? That's just what the typical man usually spends most of his time on. And which money is great. Of course, I want you to acquire money, and having women is cool as well. And having a nice, shredded, big body, big muscles, that's cool too. But there's one thing that's not talked about enough. That all men need to have as you live and play this game called life. And that one thing is meaning. Which means is, as a man, and this is very important, man, okay? It's very important. A man that doesn't have a meaning, okay? Which means is, another word is a purpose. A man that doesn't have a meaning or doesn't have a purpose of why he is here on this planet is going to live a very devastating, almost a destructive life, if that makes sense. A life of destruction and a devastating life. And I'm going to explain it to you, because you may say, well, if I'm rich, I'm going to have everything. Yeah, everybody thinks that until they become rich. A lot of you men feel that a lot of money is going to change everything for you. You think that having a lot of money is going to allow you to sustain this happiness that you desire. But I'm here to tell you that that is untrue. Because I got a ton of money. And money is definitely not enough to sustain happiness and to create a fulfilled life. Are you with me here? You must find meaning. You must decide and decipher, what will my contribution be to the world? What does my life mean to me? What is my purpose? What am I here to do? Does that make sense? And the reason why I bring that up, because many of you don't know this, but before I became a millionaire, before I made my first $1 million, I realized something. I realized that money, wealth, homes, cars, was not going to sustain my happiness. And the only reason why I discovered that is because I was reading a ton of books. I became a voracious reader. I was reading everything about success, about self-development, about change, about human behavior. And I realized that I had to dig deeper within myself and find a meaning, a purpose. Now, I know some of you may think that's not important. You might say, well, it's hard to find your purpose. I don't know why I'm here, Wes, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I get it. But just because you don't know And just because you don't have a meaning nor a purpose doesn't mean that you shouldn't try to discover what it is. Does that make sense? A man without meaning is a man that will fail, even if you make a lot of money. Let me tell you something. You can make a ton of money. You can have all the girls on the planet, all the women you want. You can have a beautiful body, whatever. But if you don't have a meaning or a purpose, what men tend to do, especially wealthy men, they tend to dibble and dabble with things that are very debilitating. It can be drugs. It can be debaucherous activity. It can be drinking alcohol, or just being very careless because they're seeking thrill. Does that make sense? A man that has meaning is one of the most powerful attributes of a man with purpose, a man that knows exactly why he is here on the planet. Okay? Does that make sense, folks? Are you with me here? Okay, man, I need you to pay attention, please. Okay? I'm looking at the comments below. You guys are asking other questions here, and I'm trying to have a conversation, a one-on-one conversation with you. Okay? Trying to help you here. And I know some of you men, you're so jaded. You're so impatient. The only thing you think about, how do I make money? Well, how do I make money? Well, how do I be successful? I'm going to tell you something. Without a meaning, you will fail. Without a meaning, without a purpose in life, you will self-destruct internally. See, listen, the reason why I am always so excited and happy and grateful about my life, not because I have a Lamborghini, not because I have a penthouse, so what? Not because I have a couple $1 million in the bank account, no. Let me tell you why, because I have a purpose. It's almost like a mission, okay? And that purpose and that mission is going to sustain me for the rest of my life, because it allows me to be fulfilled. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen here? I'm sorry, not ladies, but does that make sense? Men. Okay? Men, are you listening to me right now? You know, I'm doing this for you, and some of you are pissing me off because you're not paying attention here. Men, I want you to find and discover what your purpose is. And I understand your first question is, well, Wesley, how do I find my purpose? Or what is your purpose, Wesley? Let me tell you. My purpose is exactly what I'm doing right now. Like it's 12:26 a.m. in the morning here. I'm on Instagram Live, looking at a dark screen just like you. My purpose is to make a positive contribution to people's lives. How? By educating them about their minds, their emotions, their behaviors. I understand that I have a power. Some of you call it a gift, but it's not a gift. It's a power. And it's not, the reason why I would never call what I have a gift, because we all possess this gift. I just cultivated the gift that was given to me by God. But this can be cultivated, folks. Okay? This can be cultivated. I realized something years ago, decades ago, that I was just different. And I realized that when I say I was different was I just didn't allow things to bother me, challenges and adversities. I was just a bit more resilient than the average person. Okay? And man, what I want you to understand is if you want to be victorious, if you want to be this charismatic man on the planet, stop focusing so much on women. Just stop. Just stop focusing on women for 1 year. For everybody that doesn't know what their purpose is and they want to discover what your purpose is, well, stop focusing on women. Stop putting all your time. I see this on the internet because I'm an internet marketer, so I'm always researching and looking on the internet, see what's out there, what people are buying, what people are talking about. And it never fails. I watch a video about some man that's trying to give another man advice on how to get women, how to attract women, what to say to women, how to dress, how to do this. Listen to me. I'm talking from the top of my heart here. I want you for 1 year, exclude women from your life. Just exclude them. Don't talk to them. Don't date them. Don't have sex with them. Just act like they don't exist. And put your energy all on you. Find your purpose. Discover why you're here. There's no more excuses about, well, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know. Bullshit. That answer will not suffice any longer, young men. I get sick and tired of hearing young men, I don't know what my purpose is. Well, I just don't know. I don't know why I just don't know. I need help. I don't know. Listen, you're a man. You know what a man does? He figures shit out. Many of you men are acting like women. Women are the indecisive ones. Let women be the ones that are confused. Not you. If you don't know something, research it. Learn about it. I'm sick and tired of hearing men talk about how they don't know shit. Oh, I don't know this. Well, I don't know what to do. Well, I'm stuck. And how do you expect a woman to follow you, to allow you to lead her when you're stuck, when you're confused, when you're uncertain? I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know how to make money. I don't know how to leave this job. I'm afraid of this. You need to work on yourself. Okay? Truly, I think many of you men don't understand what it means to be a man. Okay? I get it. Some of you didn't have great fathers. Some of you didn't have fathers at all. Many of you men have poor examples of what a man should be. And I'm here to give you my philosophy of what I feel a man should be. And I'm here to tell you. That's why I'm having man talk here. Because let me tell you something. Everything that's happening on the planet as it relates to relationships and the failure of relationships cannot be blamed on women. It's not women's fault. It's men's fault. The weakest man on the planet is the man that always complains about a woman. Well, she did this. Well, she didn't like me. She cheated. She did. Only a weak man speaks that way. A real man understands that it is his responsibility to ensure that relationship is functional. A real man realizes that he may To blame anyone is futile. It's useless. Does that make sense? Okay. And a lot of you men are boys. You're boys. Yeah, you listen to me. You're a boy. You're a boy in a man's body. Some of you are 40 and 50 years old. You're still boys. That's how you act. I was watching one of my favorite shows. It's Married at First Sight. It's just funny to me. It's my comical hour. It's very hilarious. And I'm watching the reunion of the latest episode, the latest series. And listen, we have these men, they have the men come out, they have the women come out. So the men were talking, and this young lady, they had a scene where the young lady said, okay, we're married now, so I guess you're going to buy me a house. And that man got offended. He said, just me? He said, oh, yeah, my name will be on the deed. And the other men on the show was like, yeah, I mean, the woman got to provide too. Even if it's 60-40, she got to put some money on that house as well. We got to do this together. We're a team. And let me tell you something. In my opinion, that is just so wrong, so backwards. And let me tell you why it's backwards for a man to think that a woman should be the provider, not even the provider, but she should make a financial contribution, right? If you're married, you're with a woman, you're just making that woman make a financial contribution. Because, one thing about men, we pride ourselves on being a provider, being the leader, and being the king. But how can you wear the crown when you're not willing to be a provider? How can you how do you want your woman to look up to you if you want her to pay 40%, 50% of the bills? Think about it for a second. Okay? A lot of you men, you want both. You want your woman to call you a king. You want her to suck on you, screw you, lick on you, hug you, touch you, compliment you. And at the same time, you want her to pay some of the bills. You want her to make a financial contribution, talking about, well, it's 50-50. We're a team effort here. And then you want that woman to respect you. Let me tell you something about a woman. She may say, okay, yeah, that's okay. That's fine. I can pay 40%. I can pay 50%. I can do this. Because women are very flexible with men. And honestly, women has almost given up hope on the type of man she wants until she finds the man that she is, in her mind, destined to be with. Until she finds a man that say, no, baby, you don't need to pay anything. I got this because I'm daddy. Does that make sense? But men that's on this rant right now, you're acting like boys. You're acting like boys. You don't have a purpose. You're not financially astute. You can't budget your money properly. You're lazy. You have no emotional intelligence. You can't communicate worth shit. Can't even have a enthralling, deep conversation with anyone. And you want people to respect you. You want someone to follow you. Listen, I'm not here to beat you up tonight. I know it feels like that. But a lot of you men, you're failing. And you're failing yourself. And many of you men, you're failing yourself. Every year that's going by, every year, every decade that's passing, you're failing you. When you procrastinate, when you feel that, I don't know why I'm not motivated, you're failing yourself. You need to find a meaning. You need to find what your purpose is. You need to take some time to yourself, turn the lights off, turn off the social media, turn off the phone, and just have a conversation with yourself. Do some self-introspect. Say, you know what? What is my meaning? What is my purpose? I did it. Like everything that I'm sharing with you here tonight, young people. Oh man, I've been through this process. You know, one of the toughest, the most difficult process as a man is to diminish his ego and say, you know what, I don't know, but I'm going to figure it out. And that's how I am. It's many things I don't know. It's many things I didn't know in my 20s. But I always told myself that I'm going to figure it out. I wasn't a man to say, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, I'm lost. I'm stuck. I don't know how to get out of this dark hole. Like, I would never say words like that. Because those are words that are very pitiful, devastating, weak. And I'm not a weak man. And I want you to understand is, men, that no more excuses will be tolerated. Okay? Like if you choose to consume my content and listen to me, I'm not going to tolerate any bullshit from you. You hear me? I'm not going to tolerate the weaker side of you. I'm not going to tolerate the indecisive side of you. I'm going to check your ass immediately. If I see you in person and you bring that feminine, female energy towards me, I'm going to check your ass immediately. Because in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, the world is lacking masculine men. It's lacking. The world's lacking masculine men, strong men, powerful men, intelligent men, rich men, wealthy men, emotionally intelligent men. That's what the world is lacking, in my opinion. And I truly believe this is a time of awareness, man. I believe that men are starting to wake up. Listen. I believe that men are starting to wake up. Men, are you listening to me? Hello? Men, are you fucking listening to me right now? I need you to wake up. Some of you men are just listening to me with glazed eyes. Some of you are thinking to yourself, you know, man, he's right. Some of you are 30 plus, 40 years old, 50 years old, and you still can't get life right. Because you're focusing on things that are just insignificant, that are trivial, that are pleasurable, but don't mean nothing. I'm trying to teach you how to live a life that is meaningful. Does that make sense? A meaningful life. Even if you're 18 years old, man, I want every man on here right now to comment your age below. I want to see what your ages are. Comment below. I'm going to kick you out of this live. I want every man that can hear my voice. I don't care if it's the replay or you're live with me right now. If you can hear my voice, comment your age below. I want you to comment your age below. 24, I see it. It's legacy. Ryan Silva, 24, 34, 17, 40. Man, I want you to look at these ages of these men that are on this rant right now. You have some men that are 18, 19 years old, and they're wondering, why is a man that is 40 and 50 years old listening to Wesley Virgin? Don't he got to figure it out? 25. I got young teenagers and young 20-year-olds. And they're thinking to themselves, why is a man that's 55 years old, why is he listening to Wesley Virgin right now? Shouldn't he have his own rant? Shouldn't he have his own business, his own different opportunities? Shouldn't he be creating his own culture of people that are listening to him? Should be. But that's not reality. See, all my younger people, I want you to pay attention to something because, listen, young people, if you're not paying attention, you're going to wind up you're going to end up just like the 40-year-olds and the 50-year-old and the 60-year-old men that follow me here today. And listen, I'm not throwing rocks at you if you're over the age of 40. Everybody that's over the age of 40 know they fucked up somewhere in their life. Come on, just be honest. You made some mistakes. That's why you're here. A lot of men are waiting till they're 40, they're in their 50s, and now they're trying to reconstruct their life. Can I get an amen, please? Be honest. Men that are 40 plus, we have to teach the younger generation to not to make the same mistakes that we made in our 20s. Okay? We have to set the example. Okay? And I want my younger generation to realize that you cannot view life like life is just going to work out. I hear this for young people. Well, I don't have to focus on it. It's going to work out. Well, that's not important. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to figure it out. No! Figure it out now. I don't care if it takes you days, weeks, or months. You don't have time. I hear this all the time with 20-year-olds, millennials. Oh, I have enough time to figure it out. I have enough. You don't, stupid. You don't have any time. None. I don't care if you're 17 years old, 18 years old. What you don't realize are the habits that you're creating that are going to bleed over in your adult life. If you have habits of being very lethargic and lazy and uncertain, well, you're going to be that way as an adult, which means it's going to make it almost impossible for you to change. This is why I share, because I have a lot of young people that follow me, right? And it's young people, they like Lamborghinis. So when they see me drive one every day, hey, what do you do, sir? What do you do? What do you do? What do you? Oh, I love your car. What do you do? Man, I want to get on with you. And I give him my Instagram. And he said, well, what do you think I should do? I said, you need to start reading books. You need to educate yourself. You need to figure out what you want. You need to separate from women. I was talking to this one guy in the elevator, and I was pissed off because you know what he told me? He said, well, this is not my phone, this is my girl's phone. And I'm like, yo, girls, you're doing Uber Eats. You're doing DoorDash. Why do you have a woman? More importantly, why would the woman be with a guy that does Uber Eats and DoorDash? And I know some of you going to be like, well, this is a job. It's not a big deal, Wes. I mean, come on. The girl, listen. God. Some of you men are you're just so idiotic. Listen, focus on you in your acquisition of money. Focus on you and figure out what your purpose is. You're trying to have your little regular ass job and have your little girl, your girlfriend, and at the same time you want to be wealthy because you see a young black man like myself driving all the cars that you want to drive. Because men in their 20s, they always approach me, 21, 23, and they all got girlfriends, all of them. Broke as shit. This man doesn't even have a phone. Tell me, this is my girl's phone. This is my girl's Instagram. I'm like, what? You don't deserve to have a woman. A lot of you men, listen. And I'm talking to you straight here. You don't deserve to have a woman. A lot of you men, you don't deserve to have a wife. You don't deserve to have a girlfriend at all because you're not a capable man yet. You're delusional. And you're going to find out how delusional you are as the years progress. Because listen, I got men, they're like, oh, you don't understand, Wes. I know what I'm doing. I can have my woman. She supports me. She blah, 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 blah. She this, she that. She when I hear a man say support, what does that even mean, supports you? A lot of you men don't even have a dream yet. You don't even know what you want to fucking do yet. And you want a woman to support you? Support you how? You want her to believe in nothing? You don't even know what your dream is, so she can't believe in your dream? When you use the word support, are you talking about financial support? You see how jaded men are today? But unfortunately, let me tell you what's going to happen with a lot of my 20-year-olds. A lot of my 20-year-olds, they're not going to take my advice. Many of them. They're still going to keep their little girlfriend. They're still going to keep chasing women. Because the thing between their legs gives them so much pleasure. Sex itself, masturbation, whatever, it's like a drug. Because it's quick, it's fast, and it makes you feel very, very good. But after it's done, after you come, after you nut, it's over. Then you got to do it again. And a lot of you men, that's exactly where you are. You caught up in that addiction called women. And you feel like you need it. That you got to have it. But you're a lower value man. You're a man that is, unfortunately, you're a lower value man. It is what it is. You're not rich. You don't have enough money. You work your job. You're not making enough money with your job. Your finances are terrible, horrific. Got bad credit. You still trying to make it. Trying to figure it out. You driving a car that has no window. You got a plastic scotch tape to hold the window together. Many of you men are driving around in a broke down car. You had an accident. You're still driving a car with no tail light. Got a dent in the side of the car. And you complaining about why you can't find a woman of your dreams. You're complaining why women are gold diggers. You're complaining about why women are not flexible with you. Listen, man. Hey, man. I'm just a messenger. You don't have to believe anything that I'm sharing with you here tonight. As a matter of fact, you don't have to do anything. And I don't care if you don't do anything, honestly. Because I already know less than 1% of you are actually going to take heed to this information and actually begin to change things in your life. Begin to make better choices. Begin to separate from old friends and seclude yourself and just begin to separate yourself from women for a second, because you need to work on the development of yourself. Choose to resist all the harmful pleasures of the world, like drinking and smoking. Like, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I don't do none of that crap. I don't do anything that's debilitating the body. Absolutely not. But the sad thing is only 1% of you are going to do that. But a lot of you men, you're going to be boys. A lot of you men, you're going to listen to this tonight. You're going to feel excited. Like, you right, Wes. Some of you are going to cry. Some of you are going to be like, man, he's right. I need to do something. You're still not going to do anything. Tomorrow's going to come and you're going to reset back to the person that you were right before you were speaking with me or listening to me. You're going to resort back to the same person that you've been for the last 10, 15, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. And it's just the truth. What I realize, there's no message, there's no amount of words that will allow people to change. People decide to change. Listen, it doesn't matter. Listen to me. It doesn't matter how I speak to you. It doesn't matter how compelling the speech is. It doesn't matter my desire for you to win. Until you make the decision to do something different, until you make a decision to decide to create new habits, surround yourself with different people, to strategically put yourself in a very uncomfortable position in life. Like, until you do that, let me tell you something. Nothing would ever change. Okay? It won't. What I want you to do is find a meaning. Yes, I want you to make money. Yes, I want you to take care of yourself. But find what your meaning is. Find what your purpose is. Okay? Find your purpose. You know, I can have whatever I want. I can have whatever woman I want. I can buy whatever I want. People love me. You know why? Because I have a purpose. See, a man that has a purpose, he doesn't need to chase women. He attracts women. You get it? A man with a purpose doesn't have time searching videos online about how women are like this and men are like this and women say this and men say that. They just don't even have time for that shit. You think I have time to sit on the internet to figure out what do I need to say to get the woman of my dreams? What do I need to do to get women to love me? What do I need to do? You think I have time for that shit? Are you insane? Absolutely not. Okay? But a lot of you men, that's what you do. You spend a lot of time, you know, when I do these rants here, I expect people to talk more about business and mindset. But many of you men want to talk about women. Well, what do I do if a woman break up with me and I want to get her back? Stupid. You don't go back to a woman that left you. Dummy. You let her ass go. Well, what do you do, Wes, if a woman broke my heart and, you know, I keep thinking about it and I miss her so much? Well, stop being a pussy and wake the fuck up. You're a man. Let it go. As a matter of fact, honestly, I don't even understand how a woman can break a man's heart. Break your heart? I'm not saying that you have the inability to be sad or a little bit down a bit, but break your heart? Crying under the goddamn sheets? Drinking? Going to the bar and drinking? Absolutely not. Okay? Absolutely not. Okay? Man up. Do you hear me? The weakest man on the planet is crying and complaining about women. Did you know that? If you're the type of man that complains and bitches about your woman, you weak to them. I mean, you weak. You are a very weak man. And that's why women don't want you. You think capable men, you think they have any problems with women? The only problem they have with women is they don't know which one to select because they have so many options. But weaker men, beta men, a lot of you men, you have no options and you complain about everything because one woman selects you, you fuck that up, and then you cry. I don't know what I did wrong. I was good to her. I don't know. I gave her everything. You gave her everything except what she needed from you, which is the development of yourself, men. Develop yourself. How many times do I need to say this? When you ask me, what do you do for a living, Wesley? How can I do that? What do I need to do? Develop yourself, big head. Develop you as a man, a provider. Develop your finances. Develop your body. Develop your communication skills. Learn how to manage and regulate your emotions. Learn how to be a leader. How do you be a leader? Lead yourself. Be the type of man when you tell yourself you're going to do something, you do it. Learn to say no. Learn to say no to women that want you, that want to be with you. Tell her no. No, I'm focused on my achievements, my desires, and goals and dreams. I can't do it. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, man? Comment below. I don't see your comments here. Am I clear? Does that make sense to you? Okay? Comment below, please. Acknowledge that what I just said makes sense to you. Because if it doesn't, well, you tell me why. If you want to refute or if you want to disagree with me, tell me why. Tell me why you should continue to be a beta man. Tell me why you should be a man that has no meaning for its life. Tell me why you should be a man that has no purpose. You tell me. Okay? Listen, I know some of you men might say, I already know that. I already know this. Well, why are you not doing it? Since you already know this. Why are you here listening to me? Since you already know all this stuff. Oh, I already know this. I've heard this before. Okay, you've heard it before, but you're still not applying it. Because I'm looking at your life, your finances. I'm looking at your Instagram pages. I promise you, I can look at these men. I can look at your Instagram page. It tells me all about you. It tells me I can look at your Instagram page right now. I can size you up and I would know exactly who you are just based off your Instagram profiles and your Instagram timeline. I would know everything about you. Some of you men need to clean up your Instagram page. Let's get pragmatic for a while. Some of you men need to clean up your TikTok page, your Facebook page. Stop putting these old dumb, stupid pictures that are meaningless. Have a purpose. When you post something with purpose, something that's going to add value to somebody's life. Okay? Practice making a contribution to others. Some of your Instagram profiles and Instagram timelines are just ridiculous. I mean, what are you? I'm looking at some of these people's profiles here, and I'm like, what is this? Are you a grown-ass man or are you a little boy in a grown-ass man body? Okay? Any questions for me here, man? Any questions for me? Listen, another thing is, man, I want you to begin to purposely elevate yourself. What I mean by this is learn how to be a professional. And let me explain what a professional is, okay? Some of you men are so used to being the man that you are today, and you don't realize, like, the man that you are today is not going to achieve the life that you should achieve. Like the man you are today. Which means it's some things you got to change about yourself. Be a professional. You know, I look at some of your Instagram profiles. I mean, put a suit on. You know, put a suit on. I mean, look nice. Have a nice photo on your Instagram page. Not these weird looking pictures. I mean, come on. I look at some of your pictures here. I mean, just by your picture, the one that you post in your profile. And I'm thinking to myself, do I want to do a business with this person? You know, a lot of young men want to do business with millionaires and multimillionaires. And look at your Instagram photo. I look at your Instagram photo and I'm like, why would I do business with you? Some of you men sag your pants. Some of you men don't take care of your hair. You know, I had this one little boy, you know, he's like 22 years old. And hey, man, you got any job? Why would I hire you? You don't even take care of yourself. You don't even look clean. Your hair looks nappy. Does that make sense? Learn how to be a professional. I'm not saying you have to be a professional all the time, but experience being a professional. Dress up, look sharp, look clean all the time. Even if you listen, I don't care if you even doing DoorDash, okay? You could be a person that's Uber Eats, have a normal blue-collar job, right? Okay, but look clean, look nice. You know, I see DoorDash, I order DoorDash every day, right? And I see these men just looking terrible, not even clean, like they don't give a damn, like they just don't care. And I get it that you don't value the job, but at least value yourself, because how you value yourself is going to dictate what you value in your life and what you will attract in your life. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen here? Our gentlemen. Okay? I was talking to my son today. You know, my son loves hoodies. And I said, son, you want to be successful, Craig? He said, yes. I said, son, if you want to be successful, you must project an image of success, which means you need to look successful. It doesn't mean that you have a ton of money in the bank account, but you need to look the part first. Make sense? Look the part. A lot of you men, you look average, you look beta, you look normal, you look regular. And you think somebody is just going to fall over head over heels for you. It's not going to happen. Women are not going to fall over head. They're not going to fall head over heels for you. Being the current version of yourself. Okay? Be a professional. Look presentable. Pick up your pants. Don't wear dirty shoes. Fix your hair. Nappy hair, absolutely. Like I said, I don't care if you drive an Uber, and I don't care what you do for your job, but look clean, look nice. I made a major change with my team. You know, my team now, I want them to, even though they all work remote, but I want them to wake up and dress nice. I want them to dress like they're going to work. Why? Because when you look good, you feel good and you do good. Yeah, you work at home. That doesn't mean you should stay in the bed in your pajamas and work. Dress up. Put your clothes on. Look clean. Look fresh. Put a little cologne on. Because you feel good. When you feel good, you do well. Does that make sense? Okay? The person that, see, a lot of you men, you just want to be the man that you are today. You're the man that you are today, but yet you want to be this different man, but you want to keep the same habits, traits, and characteristics of the man that you are today. You can't. You got to change. Okay? You got to change almost everything about yourself. Does that make sense, man? Some of you men need to learn how to listen and shut up. Some of you men talk too much. You know, when a man talks too much, he knows nothing. Only speak when you have something to speak about. Only speak if you're prolific in that discussion or whatever you're discussing. But a lot of you men need to shut up and listen to other men who are where you want to be. It's always a man that's trying to tell, well, you don't understand, Wes. You don't understand. You know, I hate that word. I don't understand. I don't understand. You know, it's always the poor average man that's telling me that I don't understand. And in my head, I don't say this, but in my head, I want to share and tell them to shut the fuck up. But I'm a nice guy sometimes. So I don't do that because I'm not rude. Right? But men, stop talking so much. Learn how to be a listener. Does that make sense? Like for 1 year, you should just shut up. If you don't have $10,000 in your bank account, if you're not making $100,000 a year, just shut up. Don't even talk. Listen. Listen to those are the people that are already succeeding on the level that you want to succeed on. Does that make sense, man? Any questions for me, man? Any questions for me? I'm done. Tell me that you love the man talk. I know some of you men got offended, but I don't care. I know some of you men didn't like it, but I don't care. It's okay. But you needed to hear it. I know some of you men will bother about what I said. I know some of you men don't believe what I said, but it affected you, didn't it? Absolutely. I do this out of love. I really do. And sometimes it's tough love. And sometimes tough love is just needed. Some of you men are sitting in a very, very depressed situation right now. In a very discouraging situation right now. I know, right now. That you don't know exactly what you want to do or how you're going to do it. You don't know how you're going to pull yourself out of your current situation. And I'm here to tell you something. Discover and begin to live a meaningful life. Figure out what that is for you. Okay? Figure out, determine what does living a meaningful life means to you. Living a life of purpose. What does that mean for you? You know, one thing about my father, he's a very happy man. He enjoys life and he's not rich. And the reason why he's happy and he enjoys his life because he's living his purpose. He's a pastor. He loves it. He doesn't care how many people are in the church. He can have 5 people or 50 people. He don't care. Because every day he gets the opportunity to live his purpose. And that's what I want for you. I would like you to find your purpose before you make $1 million. Because you realize the $1 million is nothing but a byproduct of your actions. You do the right thing at the right time, you make money. But your purpose, you have to really decide what that is. And I believe your purpose is making a contribution to people's lives. But you have to figure out what that purpose is for you and the people around you. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, men. Women, get out of here. Men, any questions for me here? Any questions for your virtual millionaire mentor, Mr. Virgin? Any questions for him? Men, I want you to know something. I love you. I do. I love you from the top of my heart. I want you to win. I want you to be leaders of your households. I want you to be capable men. I want you to demonstrate to your sons that you can and give them a definition of what a man should be. I want you to be an example for your daughters. Your daughter, your little girl, she sees you as the first man in her life. and how you treat her, how you act, how you behave, your habits, how you speak. It's going to be her formulation of what a man should be and what she expects from a man. Which means if you're a piss poor man, you're a lazy man, you're a depressed man, you're a man with a ton of vices and addictions, don't be surprised if your little girl find a man just like you. Okay? I love my children. I love my children. And it's very important to me to not just to speak to them and tell them what to do, but it's important for me to show them what to do. Okay? Any questions for me, man, before I let you go? Can we talk about mindset and manifestation on a deep level here? What would you like to know? Any more questions here? Women, I'm done. If women, you're still here. If you have a question about anything, let me know. How come in meditation it has you separate your body parts? Well, because it's trying to disconnect you from your third dimensional world, which is the physical world. Any questions for me before I let you go here? Well, thank you, folks, for showing up here. I love you. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you soon, men and women. Much love. This is Wesley, $1 Billion Virgin. Remember, you can find all my content on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Okay? How can someone that stutters learn how to communicate well? Easy. First, I don't want you to label how you currently speak. Don't label it as a illness, a disease, or a mishap. Like, you don't have to say that you're a stutterer. Say that you speak well. You hear me? Just say that you speak well. Okay? It's important not to generalize and not to put yourself in a box and say, well, I'm just a stutterer. No, you're not. If you continue to say that you're a stutterer, you will always be a stutterer. You will always stutter. Okay? Slow down when you speak. If you stutter, listen to people that speak well. All right? Talk about digital currency, etc. What do you think? I don't know too much about the digital currency, honestly. All right, folks, much love. I love you. This is Wesley, $1 Billion Virgin. And let's go.